Storytime. We don't gotta spread it like a grapevine. Stepping over hate like I'm AI. Stepping over hate like I'm AI. Like I'm AI. She don't want no fake eye.
So what's good, YouTube? It's your girl Bree, and I'm back again with another video. So today's video is gonna be a little different. Usually, you know, I do like challenges and whatnot on my channel. That's really all I do on my channel, but don't worry, I'm gonna try some new things. But today is gonna be like a little story time. So for those of you who watch me, who do follow me on Instagram, I posted something a while back in like September. I was talking about how, so if you have been following me, or if you do follow me, if not, follow me, okay? I'll put it down there somewhere. But I had posted something talking about at one of my previous jobs how something had happened, and I was just like baffled. I was in shock, like surprised to the fullest. So basically I'm just gonna be talking a little bit about that because I never really spoke on it. I kind of just put it out there and didn't really speak on it again after that. So on October 5th, 2019, I was working at this breakfast, like this diner kind of thing. I was a hostess. And I wasn't working there for long. I was working there for a couple of weeks. I wasn't really feeling it, so I was planning to leave the job anyway. It was located in this very wealthy area in New Jersey, and I'm not gonna put like too much of the business out there because you feel me, that's not the purpose of this video. So basically I was a hostess and I was working there for a couple of weeks, and I came into work, you know, usually my hair is not unlike this, it's usually in an afro. So this day I had actually done this new method to my hair. I was mad excited. It looked extra full, mad big, because I do have a lot of hair. You can tell my hair was out. It looked good, right? I loved it. I love my hair. If you know me, you know I don't play about this right here. Went to work, you know, regular day. I actually came in a little late, I'm not gonna lie. And I came in late, whatever. I got there, the day was going by fine. It was a busy ass day, all right, like busy. The place usually on weekends was always busy, nothing really new, but this day in particular was really busy. And I remember we had two hostesses. There's usually three of us. There's two of us working that day, and I was in the front, which is like right at the door. You know, we had two lines. That's besides the point. So I was right at the door. I wasn't really in the restaurant, like around the tables or around anything like that. I was kind of like, you know, guiding people to the other hostess who was gonna seat them. So I was there, whatever, doing my job. I was there for a hot minute, and one of the managers came up to me, and I'm not gonna put any names out there. So he came up to me. He was like, "Hey, the general manager just asked me to come talk to you." And I was like, "What's up? Like, what's the problem with you?" I was trying to do my job, you feel me? And he was like, "Oh,
such and such asked me if there was any way you could do something with your hair."
what? If I could do something with my what?" That was literally my reaction. I said, "Excuse me? If I could do something with what? Do what?" He was like, "If you could put it like into a ponytail or something." Like, first of all, if you have 4C hair, you know when your hair is out, to put it up, that's a whole process, baby. And I told him, I was like, "Does it look like I can put my hair up right now? Does it look like I could do something to it?" To me, my hair is not an issue. If there's a problem with my hair, me and my hair can go. I told him, I was like, I could go get some sleep before I have to go into my other job, because at the time I was working two jobs. He was like, "Honestly, like, I don't know why he really asked me to ask you that. Like, I could have told him that myself, but he just, I don't know." I was like, "All right, well, no, I can't do something to my hair. I'm not doing anything to my hair. My hair looks fine." So I was like, all right, he just left. He was like, "Okay, like, don't worry about it." I was like, all right. So now I'm sitting there like, there's a problem with my hair. Like my hair's an issue. So let me just throw the fact out there that job, a few minorities worked there, right? But most of them were Hispanic and they worked in the kitchen. As for the floor, there was only 2 black people, me and another guy. Okay, I don't want to drag that was part of it, but nowadays you never know. You feel me? I try to keep working and I try to not let it bother me, but I couldn't. I really couldn't. Like that really, like, I've never encountered something like that. You feel me? And like the fact that the general manager, couldn't come up to me himself and ask me or pull me to the side and said, you're gonna send someone lower than you to come and ask me for you in front of everybody. So I went to the bathroom and I called my parents because I was really hurt by that. I was really offended. Like I did feel some type of way about it. I mean, maybe I was being dramatic, but I really don't think I was. So I called my parents and I was like, hey, like this just happened. Like, what am I supposed to do? Like, what do I say? Like, how am I supposed to react to something like that? Basically, my parents were like, well, my mom told me, kind of just finish your day out. Don't let it bother you. Just pay no mind. And my dad was like, listen, if you really want to leave, like, you can go. So I had already put my 2 weeks in prior to this incident because I was already not really feeling the job. Like, it was really early for me. I was working 2 jobs. On top of that, I had like no time for myself. It was just too much. I was like, all right, well, I'm gonna just try not to let it bother me because at the end of the day, I'm there to get my coins. I got things to pay for, things to do, So I was like, thug it out. I'm just thug it out. So while I'm still there, I'm trying to, act calm, not let it bother me, but that shit was bothering me like no other. So I asked the other hostess. So the other hostess, she's a little petite white girl, straight hair, short. I was like, hey, I just have a question, like just a little question. She's like, what's up? I was like, has he ever asked you to like do something with your hair, like put it up in a ponytail or something? And she was like, no, like he's never asked me that. Like, we're hostesses, we don't really, like we don't serve, we don't do nothing like that. Like servers, you gotta put your hair up, your hair can't be like falling over the food and shit. So I was like, okay, so he never asked you to do anything to your hair? She's like, no. That day in particular, her hair was down. So I was like, okay, cool, all right. So I walked back to my little post or whatever, and it's still eating at me. So I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna pull him to the side because, again, I didn't hear from him. He sent somebody else to say it to me for him. So I was like, you know what, let me just like ask him, where was he coming from? Like, because I'm trying to understand. Like, I kind of felt a little attacked. Also, if you know me, my hair is always in an afro. I went to the interview prior to getting the job with an afro. If my hair is not fully out, I put a scarf in the front just to hold it, right? But besides that, my hair is always out. Always out. I was like, all right, let me just talk to him. I'm gonna pull him to the side. So the way that the restaurant set up is very open. If you're sitting like towards the back of the restaurant, you see the whole kitchen, you see everything. So he was coming out of the kitchen and there's like a little path, seats on each side. So people are, again, it was a busy day, everybody was everywhere. So he was coming out and I was like, hey, like I stopped him, I was like, hey, like, can we talk? And he was like, I'm very busy, what's going on? So I was like, I kind of wanted to do this in private. He's like, I'm very busy. I was like, okay, so you want to do this in front of the people? Okay, we could do this in front of the people. I was like, all right, so like, I'm really offended by what you sent such and such to come ask me. Like, what is the problem with my hair? What is the issue with my hair? Because my hair is always out. And he was like, well, today, it's just extra out there. Like, most restaurants don't even allow that. Like, usually restaurants, you have to have your hair in a ponytail, up in a neat way. And he's saying all of this, but I'm like, and I told him, I was like, but my hair has always been in an afro from the day I got interviewed here with you. You interviewed me. You gave me the job and I had my afro. Never had it any other way. You see this? Not a single day I worked there with my hair up like this. I just started putting my hair up like this. I'm not gonna hold you. My hair, my go-to always an afro because it's easy. You feel me? So yeah, I was just like if that was the case, you would have told me that prior to. It wouldn't just be some random thought today. He was like, I don't mean to offend you, saying all this other stuff. And I was like, okay, but now see, here's what's really bothering me. So I asked, so there's 2 other hostesses. I said that before. So one, I'm gonna just say her name was Gina, and then the other one was Sarah. So me and Sarah were working, okay? So I was like, but I asked Sarah if you've ever asked her to put her hair up and you've never asked her. He was like, well, you can call Gina. Gina wasn't there that day. Gina has very long hair, very, very long hair, straight hair, beautiful hair, by the way. He was like, oh, if you could call Gina, you can text Gina right now. I tell Gina all the time to put her hair up in a ponytail, And I'm like, okay, but Sarah's right here. And I just asked Sarah if you've ever asked her, and she said you've never asked her to do something like that. He was like, well, like, her hair is, what was the word that he said? I don't want to, he was like, well, Sarah's hair is a lot neater. Sarah's hair is a lot neater. So my hair's too wild. My hair is not under control. I was confused. So actually, no, I capped. He literally was like, well, her hair is under control. So my hair was too wild. I told him, I said, once he said that her hair was under control, I felt attacked. Okay, if you know me, you know I ride for my natural babies forever. So he had the audacity to say her hair was under control. So I was like, okay, so my hair is too wild. So my hair is too crazy. My hair's not under enough control for you. And once I said that, his face just, he was like, no, I didn't mean it like that. Like, I didn't, that's not what I was trying to get at. That's not what I was trying to say. I was like, no, but you said it. But it's cool. I'll just remember that. Like, that's fine. Okay, I'm gonna go back to the front. So I walked away. So now I'm livid, baby. Livid. Okay, livid. Tight, pissed, mad. All right. Now I'm standing in the front and I'm just tight. Like, I can't even. Now I'm like, fuck it. I'm on my phone. I'm sending messages to my mom. Like, yo, this man just said this, that, and the third. Like, my hair is too wild. My hair's too out of control. So now my mom's getting tight. My dad's mad. You feel me? Like, it's just mad stuff going on. Now I'm just ready to go. But I had like, I want to say like an hour left or something like that. I was just like, I had to breathe. I had to tell myself, Bree, you need them coins. You gotta get that money. I stayed. And then I'm standing there. Like 5 minutes later, this group of black men, they came, like, they were walking out of the restaurant they were in. So, you know, we're leaving. Take care. Hope you enjoy. You know, hope you come back. Whatever the case may be. And this one man, he came up to me. He stopped in front of me, and he like came to me and like looked at me and was like, "Stay black and stay beautiful." And I was like, "Thank you." But like, you know, I get a lot of compliments. You know, some people are just genuinely like that, genuinely nice. And like that, I appreciate stuff like that. Like, that stuff really makes my day, and I try to do the same for others. So when he said that, I didn't think anything of it. I was like, oh, thank you. Like, thank you too. He was like, listen, like, I don't mean to like get into your business or anything like that, but I heard everything that was going on. So he was to my left. I didn't pay any mind. I didn't, you know, pay mind that they were right there. So he was just saying like, oh, like, I heard everything that happened. Like, that was crazy. The fact that he would do that on top of the people, and the fact that he would have the audacity to say something like that, things like that, is like what really just has everybody, this world fucked up. Like, why would he even be comfortable enough to say something like that to you? And on top of that, he couldn't even say it. He knew that it was a problem. He knew that what he was about to ask you was going to be an issue if he couldn't even do it himself. And I was just like, yeah, like, it's very true. Like, I was just like, okay, so I wasn't bugging. Like, I'm glad I wasn't bugging. So he was like, he told me, like, he wrote he was listening to the whole thing, and like he wrote it down. He was like, I'm not gonna let that be untold, unspoken about. Like, I'm gonna make it be known. He got his name, he got my name, and he was just like, listen, don't let people put you down because of your hair, because the color of your skin. You're a beautiful young lady, and like, I really appreciated that. And it was just like, wow, like, people really, like, we about to be in 2020, baby, and people still think of, like, you know, like, it just gets me upset thinking about it again. Like, it stresses me out. Yeah, so basically, that was my story. I don't work there no more. You will never catch me eating at that place ever, okay? Never. You won't catch me. I step foot in that place one more time after that because I had to go get my check. So yeah, so basically this was a story time of just like the time I encountered, I don't even know what I'm gonna name this. It's just like a story time of the time I was judged for my hair type, I guess you could say. I guess that works. But yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed this short little video. I know it was long overdue. A few people actually asked me too about this video because remember I had posted on my story. So since I wasn't doing anything, I said that and I finally did it. So yeah, just remember, guys, everybody's beautiful in their own skin. Doesn't matter whether you black, white, orange, yellow, green. Doesn't matter if you have long hair, short hair, curly hair, straight hair, wavy hair, no hair. Okay, you're beautiful. Don't let nobody ever tell you otherwise. Love you guys. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Spread the word, spread the love. See you guys next time.
Cute day, taste, stroll with me. That's how it's supposed to be. Loving got a hold of me.